change your mind before 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, the clock is ticking and 2025 is closer than you think. Every passing moment is an opportunity for growth or stagnation. Today, I want to challenge you to change your mind, to reframe the way you see your life, and to embark on a path that aligns with your highest potential. Stop waiting for someone to save you or for circumstances to magically align in your favor. The harsh truth is, no one is coming to rescue you. Your life is your responsibility, and until you own that fact, you're destined to repeat the same patterns. Imagine setting out on a journey without a destination in mind. You'd wander aimlessly, wasting precious time. Define where you want to be by 2025. What does success look like to you? What kind of person do you want to become? Without a clear vision, progress is impossible. It's not grand gestures, but the small, consistent actions that define your future. Wake up earlier, read more, take care of your health. These may seem trivial, but compounded over time, they shape your destiny. Life is messy and change is uncomfortable. But discomfort is a sign of growth. If you want a better life, you must step into the unknown, confront your fears, and endure the pain of transformation. Equip yourself with knowledge. Learn skills that are relevant to the world you want to thrive in. The more you understand about yourself and the world, the more capable you become of navigating its complexities. Take action now. Don't wait for a perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Every delay is a missed opportunity, and regret is the heaviest burden to carry. The time to act is today, not tomorrow. The version of you that exists in 2025 is being shaped by the decisions you make today. Will you rise to the challenge, or will you let time slip through your fingers? The choice is yours, and the stakes are high. Change your mind, and you will change your life. The journey is hard, but the reward is worth it. Take the first step, and don't look back. The future is yours to create. True transformation begins with taking full responsibility for your life. This is the foundation of personal growth, and without it, you remain stagnant, stuck in patterns of victimhood or helplessness. Far too often, people look outward for the reasons they aren't where they want to be in life. They blame their circumstances, other people, or even luck for their lack of success or fulfillment. This way of thinking is not only disempowering, but also prevents you from making any meaningful changes. Until you fully acknowledge that you are the one responsible for where you are right now and where you will be in the future, change cannot take place. When we talk about responsibility, it's crucial to understand that it's not simply about acknowledging your mistakes or failures. Responsibility involves ownership of your actions, thoughts, and the direction you take in life. It means accepting that you have the power right now to alter your circumstances by altering how you think and how you act. It means not waiting for some external force or event to come and change things for you, because real change is always an internal process. The person who waits for someone else to take control is always stuck in the same place. But the one who takes full responsibility, no matter how difficult, becomes the master of their destiny. Taking responsibility is about recognizing that your life isn't something that just happens to you, it's something that is shaped by your own choices. Every moment, every decision, no matter how small, contributes to the life you are living. You have to recognize that your life isn't a passive experience, it's an active creation. The choices you make, whether you're aware of them or not, are what create the reality you live in. This realization is both empowering and humbling. It means that you can choose a different path at any time, but it also means you can't keep blaming others for where you are right now. Your current situation is the result of the thoughts, beliefs, and actions you have taken up to this point. A common excuse people make when faced with responsibility is the idea of luck or fate. They claim they were born into difficult circumstances, that they don't have the right opportunities, or that life simply isn't fair. It's true that life can be unfair. Some people are born into wealth and privilege, while others face enormous challenges from the very start. But even in these situations, the question remains, what will you do with the circumstances you have been given? Will you allow them to define you and limit your potential? Or will you take responsibility for what you can control and rise above your situation? One of the most powerful things you can do is start seeing yourself as the creator of your reality, not just as a victim of your circumstances. When you start owning your decisions and your responses to life's challenges, you begin to unlock the immense power within you. The belief that your circumstances determine your fate is a trap that keeps you stuck. You might have had little control over the beginning of your life, but you absolutely control how you live from this moment onward. Taking responsibility is also about acknowledging your role in relationships, work, health, and personal development. You cannot change the people around you, but you can change how you interact with them. If you're dissatisfied with your job or your relationships, taking responsibility means looking at how your actions, your communication, or your mindset may be contributing to those issues. It's not about blaming yourself, but rather about understanding your own influence in every aspect of your life. When you take responsibility, you take control. Instead of waiting for someone else to change, you focus on your own actions and how you can improve the situation. This process, however, is not always easy. It's much easier to point fingers and blame others. It's much more comfortable to justify your inaction and to remain in a state of helplessness where you don't have to face the difficult decisions and hard work required for change. But true growth comes when you face that discomfort and choose to act regardless. When you take responsibility for your life, you also take responsibility for your success and failure. And this is where growth truly happens, because success isn't just a matter of things going right, it's about how you respond to the inevitable challenges and failures that come your way. You can make excuses for why you're not where you want to be, or you can face the brutal reality that everything you need to change your life is already within you. The moment you accept responsibility for your life, you shift your perspective and start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. You stop waiting for things to fall into place, and instead, you start making the pieces fit. You stop seeing challenges as something to avoid and start seeing them as the exact things you need to confront to evolve. In the end, taking responsibility means that you are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of your circumstances, and you are not a passive observer in your own life. You are the one who holds the power to choose, to act, and to create. This shift in mindset can be the single most transformative thing you do before 2025. When you realize that you have the ability to change the course of your life by changing how you think and act, you unlock a limitless potential within yourself. The first step to achieving any kind of success is accepting that you are in control and that the life you want is yours to create. The choice is yours. Will you take responsibility, or will you remain a spectator in your own life? Clarity is the key to creating a meaningful and purposeful life. Without it, you're navigating without a compass, drifting from one experience to the next without a clear sense of direction. Most people go through life reacting to events rather than proactively shaping their future. They spend time focused on the immediate, the urgent, or the trivial, but they rarely pause to reflect on where they are heading or what they truly want. This lack of clarity leaves them feeling unfulfilled, anxious, and disconnected from their deeper purpose. It's not enough to just exist. To live a life of meaning, you must have clarity about what you want and why you want it. Having clarity is about having a clear vision of where you want to go and understanding the steps needed to get there. When you lack clarity, life feels chaotic. It's easy to become overwhelmed by the noise of everyday life, to become distracted by the demands of work, relationships, or the pressure of societal expectations. Without clarity, you don't know where to focus your energy, and you find yourself pulled in different directions, chasing fleeting desires that never truly satisfy. But when you gain clarity, everything changes. It's like having a light in the darkness showing you the way forward. Clarity helps you prioritize, make better decisions, and take action with confidence. It provides the focus you need to move from where you are now to where you want to be. One of the biggest challenges to gaining clarity is the complexity of life itself. It's easy to get lost in the noise of modern society, the constant barrage of information, the pressures of social media, the expectations from family and friends. These distractions cloud your vision and prevent you from seeing the bigger picture. But if you want to take control of your future, you need to push past these distractions and create space for reflection. This requires a commitment to silence and solitude, even if it's only for a few minutes each day. In these moments, you can connect with yourself and begin to ask the important questions. What do I want for my life? What is truly important to me? What legacy do I want to leave behind? These questions may seem simple, but they have the power to shape your entire life. Without answering them, you remain adrift, subject to the whims of external forces rather than guided by your own internal compass. Clarity also comes from knowing your values and aligning your actions with them. When you know what truly matters to you, making decisions becomes much easier. You stop wasting time on things that don't serve your purpose and focus only on what aligns with your goals. Your values act as a filter through which you make choices, and they provide a solid foundation when the inevitable challenges and setbacks come your way. For example, if you value health and well-being, your choices will naturally reflect that, whether it's the food you eat, the exercise you do, or the habits you cultivate. If you value personal growth, you'll prioritize learning and development, seeking opportunities to expand your knowledge and skills. When your actions align with your core values, you gain clarity on what's important and move forward with greater purpose and direction. The process of gaining clarity also involves defining your goals. Goals give you something concrete to work toward, something to measure your progress against. Without clear goals, it's easy to get lost in the day-to-day demands of life, feeling as though you're moving but never really getting anywhere. But when you set specific, measurable goals, you create a roadmap for your future. Goals provide a sense of direction and momentum. They give you something to strive for, and they make it easier to stay focused and motivated even when obstacles arise. However, it's not just about setting any goals, it's about setting the right goals. Effective goals are those that align with your deeper values, the ones that resonate with your true purpose and aspirations. These are the goals that will drive you forward with energy and passion. Another important aspect of clarity is understanding the obstacles that stand in your way. Clarity isn't just about knowing where you want to go. It's about being aware of what might stop you from getting there. We all have internal barriers, fear, self-doubt, limiting beliefs that can prevent us from moving toward our goals. These obstacles often arise when we set ambitious goals or when we step outside of our comfort zone. But gaining clarity means recognizing these fears and doubts as natural parts of the process, not signs that we should give up. It's about confronting those barriers head-on, understanding them, and learning how to overcome them. When you have clarity, you know that fear is not something to avoid, but something to embrace and move through on the way to achieving your goals. The path to clarity also requires discipline. While it's important to have a vision for the future, it's just as important to take consistent action toward that vision. It's easy to get motivated in the moment, to dream big, and to imagine a better future, but without discipline, those dreams remain distant and unrealized. Discipline is what transforms vision into reality. It's what allows you to push through the inevitable challenges and setbacks that arise along the way. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your vision. Clarity helps you remain focused on that vision, even when the path becomes difficult. It reminds you of why you're doing what you're doing and keeps you moving forward, even on days when motivation is low. Clarity is the foundation of a meaningful life. It helps you prioritize your time and energy, make decisions that align with your true purpose, and take action with confidence. Without clarity, you are at the mercy of external circumstances, reacting to the world around you instead of creating the life you want. But when you have clarity, you are in control. You know where you are headed and why. You make decisions with purpose and you take actions that align with your vision. Clarity is not something that happens overnight, but it is something that you can cultivate with intentional effort. It begins with asking yourself the tough questions, understanding your values, setting clear goals, and taking consistent action. When you gain clarity, you unlock the potential to transform your life and create the future you desire. Habits are the unseen force that shapes our lives. They are the invisible routines and actions we take, often without conscious thought, that ultimately determine the direction of our future. The truth is, the life you are living today is the result of the habits you've cultivated over time. From the way you manage your time to how you handle your emotions, your habits influence everything, whether you realize it or not. The power of habits lies in their ability to compound over time, for better or for worse. The small actions you take every day, whether positive or negative, will gradually build up and create the life you experience. It's not always the large, dramatic decisions that change your life. It's the small, consistent choices you make every single day that matter most. Habits are what form the backbone of your success or failure. Think about the most successful people in any field. They didn't get there by chance or by making occasional bursts of effort. They got there by making disciplined, consistent choices day after day, often in the face of discomfort or difficulty. Success is not about grand gestures, it's about daily discipline. Every action you take, no matter how small, is either bringing you closer to your goals or pushing you further away. This is why habits are so powerful. They either work for you or against you. But either way, they are shaping your future. The key to leveraging habits for success lies in their intentional creation. Good habits don't happen by accident. If you want to change your life, you must first change your habits. However, this is easier said than done. Most of us are creatures of habit, and breaking an old habit or establishing a new one requires more than just willpower. It requires a deep understanding of how habits work and how they can be reshaped to align with your goals. To build positive habits, you must first identify the ones that are holding you back. These are the habits that drain your energy, derail your focus, or lead you to procrastinate. Recognizing these behaviors is the first step to replacing them with more constructive ones. At the same time, it's crucial to develop an awareness of the habits that support your success. These habits, whether they involve how you spend your mornings, how you structure your day, or how you take care of your body, are the foundation of a thriving life. The best way to introduce a positive habit is to make it as small and manageable as possible. Many people fail to establish new habits because they aim too high too quickly. They set out to completely overhaul their lives in a short time, only to become overwhelmed and give up. Instead, the secret is to start small. For instance, if you want to get in shape, don't commit to an hour at the gym every day from the start. Begin by setting a goal to move for 10 minutes each day. Once you consistently meet that goal, gradually increase the time or intensity. This approach helps you build the habit gradually, making it much more sustainable. The process of habit formation is deeply tied to consistency. It's the steady repetition of an action that embeds it into your routine, making it automatic. The more consistently you perform a habit, the more ingrained it becomes in your life. If you are trying to develop a reading habit, for example, reading for just 10 minutes a day is far more effective than reading for an hour once a week. The key to successful habit formation lies in small, consistent efforts that gradually become ingrained in your daily routine. However, forming positive habits is not always a straightforward path. Setbacks are inevitable, and the temptation to revert to old habits can be strong. But it's important to recognize that setbacks are part of the process. They don't define you. What matters is how you respond. If you slip up, don't let it derail your progress. Acknowledge the setback, learn from it, and get back on track. The important thing is to stay committed to the process, knowing that the cumulative effect of small, positive actions will eventually pay off. The power of habits extends beyond the practical realm. They also shape your mindset. If you cultivate habits that promote positivity, focus, and resilience, you train your mind to think and act in ways that support your goals. On the other hand, habits like negative self-talk, procrastination, and avoidance can limit your potential. The way you think, the things you say to yourself, and the way you respond to challenges are all influenced by your habits. By developing positive thought patterns and behaviors, you shift your mindset and reinforce your belief in your ability to succeed. Another powerful aspect of habits is their ability to eliminate decision fatigue. When you have established good habits, you don't have to waste energy deciding what to do next or how to do it. The decision has already been made. For example, if you have made a habit of waking up early, you don't have to spend mental energy debating whether you should get up or stay in bed. It's automatic. The more positive habits you integrate into your daily life, the more mental space you free up for other, more important decisions. This allows you to focus on what truly matters rather than getting bogged down in unnecessary decisions. If you truly want to change your life, you must understand the power of habits and take control of them. They are the foundation of everything you do, and if you can master your habits, you will master your life. Start by identifying the habits that are serving you and those that are holding you back. Once you've done that, commit to replacing the bad habits with good ones, no matter how small the change. The consistency of your efforts will eventually pay off, and over time, you will see just how powerful your habits are in shaping the life you want. Remember, it's not the big decisions that change everything, it's the small, everyday actions that determine your future. So make every action count and begin building the habits that will lead you to success. Change requires stepping into the unknown, facing discomfort, and confronting the chaos that inevitably comes with growth. It's a fundamental truth of life that change is rarely easy, but it is always necessary for progress. The road to transformation is not a smooth, predictable path. It is often messy, uncertain, and filled with obstacles that will challenge your resolve. Yet it is through confronting this chaos head-on that you uncover your true potential. Growth and success are not born from avoiding discomfort, but from facing it, learning from it, and pushing through it. One of the greatest barriers to change is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. These are all natural responses to stepping outside of your comfort zone. But fear is also a signal. It tells you that you are on the verge of something new, something significant. If you are afraid, it often means that you are about to embark on a journey that will stretch you, test you, and ultimately lead you to a higher level of understanding and capability. The key is not to let fear control you, but to embrace it as part of the process. Fear does not disappear just because you decide to act, but you can learn to work with it, not against it. Instead of avoiding fear, you can move through it, using it as fuel for growth. The discomfort that comes with change is not something to be feared, but something to be expected and even welcomed. Discomfort is a sign that you are leaving behind the old and entering the new. It is the threshold that must be crossed in order to grow. Without discomfort, you cannot change. Think about any significant transformation in your life, whether it was personal, professional, or academic. You did not experience that change without some level of discomfort. If you wanted to learn a new skill, you didn't start out being perfect at it. If you wanted to improve your health, you didn't begin with ease. Change requires effort, and effort often comes with discomfort. This is especially true when you are trying to break old habits or adopt new ones. The process of change involves challenging deeply ingrained behaviors and ways of thinking that may have been with you for years. Rewiring your brain to think in new ways, to act in new ways, is not a simple task. It's easy to fall back into old habits, to return to familiar routines because they feel safer. But in those moments when you feel the urge to revert to the familiar, it's crucial to remind yourself that it's in the discomfort that growth happens. The more you resist the temptation to go back to what you know, the more you build resilience and strength. Over time, you develop a new sense of identity, one that is no longer tied to the old limiting behaviors. One of the most important things you can do when faced with chaos or discomfort is to build mental resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from challenges, to persist in the face of adversity, and to maintain a positive mindset despite setbacks. Resilience is developed through experience, through the small daily challenges that you face and overcome. The more you put yourself in situations that stretch your limits, the more resilient you become. This is why taking action, even when you feel uncertain, is so important. Each step you take toward change, no matter how small, builds your resilience and makes the next step easier. Another aspect of confronting chaos is the willingness to embrace uncertainty. Life is inherently uncertain, and the future is always unknown. When you are trying to create change, it's easy to want certainty, to want a clear, guaranteed outcome before you take the first step. But the truth is, certainty does not exist. No matter how well you plan, no matter how much you prepare, the future will always be unpredictable. This is where courage comes in. Courage is not the absence of fear or uncertainty, but the willingness to act despite them. When you step into the unknown, you are choosing to trust yourself, to trust the process, and to trust that you will figure things out along the way. Embracing uncertainty is the gateway to freedom. When you stop needing everything to be certain and start embracing the unknown, you open yourself up to new possibilities and opportunities. Facing chaos also means being willing to fail. Failure is an inevitable part of any process of change. It's not a reflection of your worth or potential, but a necessary stepping stone on the path to success. Every failure teaches you something valuable. It reveals your weaknesses, shows you where you need to grow, and helps you refine your approach. The fear of failure often holds people back from taking action, but those who achieve greatness are the ones who have failed the most. They've learned how to view failure not as a final destination, but as a temporary setback, an opportunity to learn and grow. If you want to make real change, you must reframe your understanding of failure. It's not something to avoid, but something to embrace as a crucial part of the journey. The discomfort of change can be overwhelming at times, and it's easy to feel discouraged or want to give up. However, it's important to remember that growth is not a linear process. There will be ups and downs, moments of progress and setbacks. This is normal. What separates those who achieve their goals from those who do not is the ability to keep moving forward in the face of challenges. It's the ability to keep going when things feel difficult, to stay committed to the journey even when it seems uncertain or unclear. The key to success is persistence, the willingness to keep showing up, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. It's through this persistence that you will ultimately reach your goals. The chaos that comes with change is not something to avoid, but something to embrace. It is a natural part of the process, and it's through confronting it that you will grow, evolve, and achieve the transformation you desire. Change is uncomfortable, but it is also where the magic happens. The discomfort you feel today will give way to the strength and resilience you need to succeed tomorrow. Embrace the chaos, step into the unknown, and trust yourself to navigate the journey ahead. This is where true growth begins. The importance of personal responsibility cannot be overstated. In a world that often seeks to blame external factors for personal struggles, taking responsibility for your life is the foundation upon which true empowerment is built. When you begin to take full ownership of your actions, decisions, and outcomes, you shift from being a passive observer of your life to an active participant. Personal responsibility is the realization that your choices are yours, and that the trajectory of your life is determined by how you respond to the circumstances you face. It's easy to point fingers, to blame others, or to blame the world for the way things are. But this externalization of blame only leaves you powerless. It's only by acknowledging that you are the architect of your own life that you can begin to build something meaningful. Taking responsibility starts with owning your decisions, both good and bad. Many people avoid responsibility because they don't want to face the consequences of their actions. They might blame others for their failures or justify their mistakes by pointing to external factors. However, this avoidance of responsibility leads to stagnation. You cannot grow, learn, or evolve if you are constantly looking outside of yourself for reasons why things are the way they are. The truth is, you have control over your actions and reactions, and it's in this control that true change lies. When you take ownership of your choices, you take the power back. No one else can dictate your response to life's challenges, and no one else can dictate your future. Only you have that power. One of the key aspects of personal responsibility is the willingness to hold yourself accountable. This means not only recognizing the impact of your actions, but also committing to improving and making better choices in the future. Accountability is not about self-criticism or being harsh on yourself. It's about being honest with yourself. It's about saying, I made a mistake and now it is up to me to learn from it and do better. When you take full responsibility for your life, you no longer make excuses or rationalize your shortcomings. Instead, you accept that you are responsible for where you are right now and that it's within your power to change. This idea of taking responsibility extends to every aspect of your life, whether it's your career, your relationships, or your health. Everything that you experience is a result of the decisions you make. If you find yourself in an unsatisfactory job, ask yourself what decisions led to this point. If you're struggling in a relationship, look at your role in the dynamic. If your health is declining, what habits have you been maintaining that might be contributing to that? This doesn't mean blaming yourself in a negative or self-destructive way. It means acknowledging that your actions and decisions have an impact and that it's within your power to change your circumstances by taking new, more intentional actions. It's easy to feel like a victim in a world that can sometimes seem chaotic and unfair. But the truth is, adopting a victim mentality keeps you stuck. It convinces you that your circumstances are beyond your control, which in turn prevents you from taking the necessary steps to change your life. When you take responsibility, you stop playing the victim. You stop letting life happen to you, and instead start making life happen for you. You realize that while you cannot control everything, you do have control over how you respond. This shift in perspective is what allows you to rise above obstacles and take meaningful action toward your goals. Personal responsibility is also about understanding that you are in charge of your own growth. It's not up to others to push you to improve, to motivate you, or to direct your life. You are the one who must take the initiative. This means developing the discipline to take consistent action, even when you don't feel like it, even when things are tough. It means pushing through discomfort, facing fears, and continuing to move forward, regardless of the challenges you encounter. No one is coming to save you. If you want something to change, you must change. If you want to be better, you must be the one to make the effort. When you fully embrace personal responsibility, you develop a mindset that is oriented toward growth and improvement. You stop waiting for the perfect moment or for others to change first. Instead, you take proactive steps to improve yourself, your situation, and your life. This means committing to learning new skills, expanding your knowledge, and developing your character. It means being intentional about how you use your time and energy, focusing on what truly matters and letting go of distractions. The path to success and fulfillment is not paved with waiting or wishing. It is paved with intentional action and consistent effort, and it starts with taking full responsibility for your journey. Personal responsibility also involves an understanding that setbacks and failures are part of the process. Life is full of challenges, and not everything will go according to plan. There will be obstacles, mistakes, and missteps along the way. However, when you take responsibility, you don't let these setbacks define you. You understand that failure is not an endpoint, but a stepping stone to growth. Each failure carries valuable lessons that can help you improve and get closer to your goals. Rather than avoiding responsibility due to the fear of failure, you embrace it as an opportunity for growth. A key element of personal responsibility is self-discipline. When you take responsibility for your life, you are no longer dependent on external forces to motivate you. You learn to cultivate internal discipline and the ability to stay focused on your goals, even when external circumstances make it difficult. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Without discipline, even the most well-intentioned goals will remain out of reach. In the end, personal responsibility is the foundation of a fulfilled life. It empowers you to take charge of your circumstances, your actions, and your future. When you fully embrace responsibility, you unlock the ability to create the life you want, free from the constraints of external blame or circumstances. You become the creator of your own destiny. Taking responsibility may not always be easy, but it is always empowering. When you take responsibility, you acknowledge your role in shaping your life, and in doing so, you become the person who can make lasting change, build resilience, and achieve your goals. The power is in your hands. One of the most powerful tools you can wield in your pursuit of success is your mindset. How you think directly impacts how you act, and how you act ultimately shapes your reality. Your mindset is the lens through which you view the world and your place in it. It affects the way you respond to challenges, the goals you set, and the actions you take. The right mindset isn't just a nice to have, it is absolutely essential for achieving your goals and realizing your potential. Shifting your mindset is the key to unlocking growth and transformation in your life. A growth mindset, as opposed to a fixed mindset, is a fundamental part of this transformation. When you have a growth mindset, you believe that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. This belief propels you forward, encouraging you to embrace challenges, learn from feedback, and continue improving. On the other hand, a fixed mindset holds that your abilities are static, that you are either born with talent or you're not. This mindset leads to a fear of failure, as any setback is perceived as a reflection of your limitations rather than an opportunity to grow. It creates a barrier between you and your potential. In order to make lasting change, you must embrace the idea that you are capable of growth, no matter where you start from. Your past, your mistakes, your limitations, none of these things determine your future. You are not defined by what you've done or failed to do in the past. What matters is what you do now, in this very moment, and the steps you take moving forward. The foundation of a growth mindset is built on the idea that you have the ability to learn, adapt, and improve. This mindset allows you to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to develop new skills. When you adopt a growth mindset, you shift your focus from outcomes to the process. You stop fixating on whether you succeed or fail, and instead you focus on what you can learn from each experience. This shift in focus makes you more resilient because setbacks no longer define you. Instead of quitting after a failure, you use it as feedback, adjusting your approach and continuing to move forward. The process of learning and growing becomes the reward in itself, not just the end goal. This mindset allows you to stay motivated, even when things aren't going perfectly, because you understand that every step, even the missteps, is contributing to your growth. Developing a growth mindset is not something that happens overnight. It is something you must actively cultivate. One way to begin is by changing the way you talk to yourself. Self-talk plays a huge role in shaping your mindset. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough or that you'll never be able to change, your actions will reflect those beliefs. Conversely, when you start telling yourself that you are capable of learning and growing, you open the door to new possibilities. Every time you encounter a challenge, remind yourself that it is simply an opportunity to improve. Reframe setbacks as stepping stones, not as evidence of failure. This shift in thinking allows you to approach obstacles with curiosity and determination, rather than fear and self-doubt. Another critical aspect of cultivating a growth mindset is seeking out challenges. Many people avoid challenges because they fear failure. But growth happens only when you push yourself outside of your comfort zone. If you stay within the confines of what is familiar, you will never expand your abilities. You must actively seek out new experiences, tasks, and opportunities that challenge your current level of ability. This doesn't mean you should take on more than you can handle, but it does mean that you should continually seek ways to stretch yourself, to move beyond your current limitations. The more challenges you face, the more you grow. In addition to embracing challenges, it's also important to embrace failure. This can be one of the most difficult aspects of shifting your mindset, especially if you have been conditioned to fear failure. The reality is, failure is not something to be avoided, it is something to be embraced as part of the process of growth. Every successful person you admire has encountered failure at some point. Failure does not mean you're incapable, it simply means you are in the process of learning. When you fail, you have the opportunity to analyze what went wrong, adjust your approach, and try again with more knowledge and experience. Each failure is a lesson in itself, and that lesson brings you closer to success. Having a growth mindset also means being open to feedback. Often we can become so focused on our own ideas and ways of doing things that we close ourselves off to constructive criticism. But feedback is essential for growth. It provides insights that you might not see on your own and helps you identify areas for improvement. When you approach feedback with the mindset that it's a valuable tool for your development rather than a personal attack, you become more receptive to learning and growth. Accepting feedback gracefully allows you to improve and adapt, ultimately bringing you closer to your goals. To build a growth mindset, it's also crucial to develop a sense of self-compassion. Growth and change are hard, and you will make mistakes along the way. When you do, it's important to treat yourself with kindness rather than self-criticism. Self-compassion allows you to be patient with yourself, knowing that growth is a journey and not a destination. When you learn to forgive yourself for mistakes and understand that setbacks are just part of the learning process, you are more likely to stay motivated and continue working toward your goals. As you shift into a growth mindset, you begin to see that success is not a destination, it is a continual process of improvement. It's not about being perfect, it's about being better than you were yesterday. By adopting this mindset, you free yourself from the constraints of self-doubt and fear, and you open yourself up to endless possibilities for growth and achievement. The journey may be challenging, but it is also incredibly rewarding. When you fully embrace a growth mindset, you take full ownership of your potential, and you understand that nothing is beyond your reach as long as you are willing to learn, adapt, and persist. The future is yours to shape.